Hello guys, Cyberscythe here, back with another story time video today. And sorry if I sound tired in this video. I got off my 9 to 5 job. First day on the job in the corporate world. I've been indoctrinated. This is adulthood. Live your childhood while you can, guys, because it only gets downhill from here. No, I'm fine. It's actually not that bad. But, anyways, so that's aside the point. Today, I'm going to be talking about Spanish. Spanish. And what an amazing language it is. Just an amazing, brilliant culture. And I actually happen to be related or in acquaintance with the language. And you might be asking, Cybertithe, how are you? You know, you're the whitest guy in the world. Well, it's because of my mom. Okay, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna be real. I'm not. I didn't have some deep love for Spanish. My mom made me take it. All right. So back in middle school, okay, you had the option to take Spanish, and you could take Spanish and use those classes for high school credit because in high school you have to take 2 years of a foreign language in order to graduate. So I'm like, okay, might as well get it done early, right? Because then I won't have to take foreign language again. Mistake. To former me, huge mistake. Because let me tell you, it did not stop after 2 years. So basically, my mom was like, "Yeah, you're gonna take Spanish, and you don't have a choice." Okay, so I go into middle school, and I take Spanish for 2 years, and we're talking Spanish one. Okay, and they broke Spanish one into 2 years, so I took that one class over 2 years in middle school, and we're talking the most basic stuff, man. I mean, like, I was not paying attention during that class. I'm not gonna lie. I really was not the best at Spanish. I mean, I did get decent grades, but I was mostly goofing off. And come, you know, the beginning of high school, I'm all grown up. I'm a freshman, soaking wet, 14 years of age. All right, I'm ready to tackle high school, and I go into Spanish 2. Oh, I know, right? So, Spanish 2, okay, is a bit harder than Spanish 1, okay? And there's a reason why. It's because in Spanish we have these things called like uh, it's tenses, okay? And basically you have to deal with tenses a lot in Spanish too. So, instead of just learning basic words and using words to form sentences, you're basically creating different tenses of those words, and it's just not fun. Let me tell you, my 14-year-old brain could not handle that at 8 in the morning, okay, because that was my first period class. So my brain was fried in the morning. I was just waking up. I'm off the school bus. It's, especially during the winter when it's like cold out. Ugh. Oh my gosh. I don't. I'm so glad that's over. But so I went through Spanish 2, and it didn't go much better for me. And you'd think, oh well, Cyberscythe is done with Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, so he's not gonna take it anymore, right? And then my mom's like, no, 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 no. You actually need to take Spanish 3, right? Because why not? It's an honors class, so it would look good on your report card, and it'd be a good experience for you. You're already in 2 years, right? Why, the sunk cost fallacy applies here. Why not just go for more, right? Because you're already in deep. So, I'm, you know, naive, and I'm like, sure, mom, why not? I mean, you do put food on the table for me after all. I guess I should listen to you. So, Spanish 3 comes along. Now, this is actually the beginning of a good part in my Spanish life. I actually do love Spanish, and I can kind of speak it well, okay? I can speak Spanish. Well, with a native speaker, good luck. I'm speaking a different language. Anyways, so I actually had a new senor or teacher when I took Spanish 3. And this guy was my Spanish teacher. Let me just cut it. I took AP Spanish. Okay, I ended up taking AP Spanish language. Okay, and I had him throughout the rest of my years, and he was amazing. Great guy. He was actually pretty cool, pretty chill. Spanish 3 wasn't that bad, You had to give your presentations in Spanish, and I remember I would never do my homework at home because I would always do it at school. Like during lunch, I just hated the thought of doing homework at home. So I just, like, I don't know if I was trying to rebel against the school system, but every day during in the cafeteria, I'd be doing my schoolwork, and I would always get it done. So, but presentation day, every day before school starts, I would always be doing that at the last second. Yeah, it was not good. But anyways, I digress. So Spanish 3 was pretty good. I also hated it. It was like Spanish 2, but on like drugs. It was extremely. Um, there were more tenses, more like you had the imperfect, the perfect, and then you had more stuff that I don't use today. But no offense if my Spanish teacher's watching this, you're amazing. All right, you're probably not watching this, but anyways, you're like a 50-year-old man. Anyways, I digress. Again, so Spanish 4. Okay, we take Spanish 4 now, and it was pretty good. I actually started liking Spanish 4 because I had my friend in that class, and we would always mess around and goof off. And I kid you not, whenever Spanish 4 is when you had to start speaking in Spanish only, like you cannot utter a word in English, because if you did, well, you're gonna get in timeout. I'm joking, it's not a big deal, but you weren't supposed to. Okay, it's like your rule of thumb. So whenever I would have a presentation in Spanish, I would always be looking at my friend, and we'd always be laughing. So it was pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie, those were tough times, you know, because I had it first hour those years as well. It was like my junior year, and yeah, I did not take that serious. I learned a lot. Like I actually believe like I did take it kind of serious because I could speak sentences pretty fluently. Like I wasn't like thinking or pausing words. I was actually doing not that bad. You know, I wasn't. I was actually being a half decent Spanish student. But yeah, come AP Spanish language. Oh boy, let me tell you guys about this. Spanish is so if you're not familiar with AP tests or AP classes, basically at the end, towards the end of each semester or of the school year, you're supposed to take an AP test. And this AP test basically tests you on the entire year of words of knowledge in one test or a couple tests. And you get a score, 1 through 5. 1 being, yeah, you're gonna fail and you're not getting any college credit. 5 being, yeah, you're gonna get college credit. Good job. All right, you need like a 3 to get college credit. Anyways, so I took the AP test for that, and I totally practiced rigorously because actually this will be another time for another time. But I actually took 6 AP tests that semester or that year. That was not a good idea, but I'll tell you guys about that another time. That was a crazy series of events. I pulled through. I'll just tell you guys that I did pull through, but I did not prep for Spanish whatsoever. I actually winged that exam so hard it was not even funny. And let me tell you guys, there is nothing more stressful than doing the listening portion of an exam and not understanding a single word that the native speaker is saying in your ear. Like it is like, what do I write about? Like during that test, you have speaking, you have listening, and you have a writing section. Very fun. I'm sure you guys can tell. It was pretty rough. But I did good. I ended up, you know, getting a 4 on the exam, so I did get college credit for it. Did it actually apply to anything? No, it actually didn't. I don't think it did at least. So it kind of went to waste. But it was a good experience. So for any of you, my younger viewers, maybe you're in middle school and, you're thinking, do I want to take a foreign language? My answer to you would be, maybe. I don't know. I think you should. I mean, it's good to learn, how to speak another language because, you become more aware, that English isn't just the only thing in the world. So it's kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, like, it helped me. I mean, I'm here speaking in English and not in Spanish, but, obviously I'm using it for something. But yeah, but that is pretty much my experience with Spanish. It was 6 years I took those classes, 6 long, long years. But I learned a lot during that time, and I hope you guys enjoyed my recollection of those past 6 years of my life in 9 minutes. But anyways, that's all. That's gonna be all for the story time today, guys. I hope you enjoyed my epic battle with Spanish and how I conquered it, kind of. And now I am in computer science, so I have nothing to do with Spanish anymore. But yeah, anyways, but my teacher was the best though, so I won. He's pretty cool. I follow him on Instagram, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. It'll be probably around probably the weekend. I'm not gonna lie. This 9 to 5 is kind of killing me right now. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Anyways, Um, until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night and take care. Until then, bye.